We're going back to the losers' rooms now, where we have Russell Greene, who worked his way into the Hawthorn side for the big one, and perhaps the man who he kept out, Rodney Eade, who was so good in Hawthorn's win last year, and they're both, I understand, with Peter G.
Yes, Tim, we're in the Hawthorn set, perhaps set up for the premiership, which didn't eventuate, but we've got Rod and Russell together. Well, let's start with you, Russell, seeing as you were out there, just how hard was it?
Oh, it's a very hard game, Peter. Hot conditions. Carlton were very hot in their tackling, and they put a lot of pressure on us. We made a lot of mistakes early, and they capitalised on that. I think they got 2 or 3 goals in the first quarter from our mistakes and their hard tackling, and they thoroughly deserved their win.
Do you think they deliberately went out to hit you hard early, knowing that you'd had tough finals matches already?
Oh, I don't think the finals matches we've already played had much to do with it. I think they just had that edge on the day, and the better side won.
What do you think, Rocket, from watching on the sidelines? Do you have a different view from Russell?
Oh, no, I think I tend to agree with Russell. They had a bit more run, I think, which maybe they were a bit quicker man for man in the end, but I don't think it probably is due to the hard games. They were pretty tight to 3/4 time. It's just the last quarter they got away from us.
Hawthorn are renowned to be able to come back. You never write the Hawks off. Did you note that there was nothing left there for the team to give?
Probably about the 15-minute mark, I suppose, when they were 6 up. It might have had to be hard at that stage. But there's 2 or 3 times during the day where Hawthorn was 3 or 4 goals down and got back to, at one stage to hit the front. So I think they had that fighting character all day. It was just unfortunate the gap was too big at the end.
Russell, Carlton, what difference do you notice in their team from the same game last year?
Well, obviously, they learned from their mistakes last year. They were a harder tackling side, more desperate. And I think they learned from their mistakes, and that's why they won today. And as Yabby said, the sun's going to come up tomorrow, but as long as we learn from our mistakes today, and hopefully we can rebound next year and go one step further.
Do you think Hawthorn ever hit their straps this season? I noticed that you seem to be struggling for form on a number of occasions. Would get it together for a while, but weren't able to keep that momentum that you had last year.
Oh, well, what you've got to remember, we were the top side last year, and every side you play really want to knock you off. They study us. We've had a lot of exposure. They know our good players, they know our strengths and weaknesses, and they try and exploit that. And I think it's a great effort for the club to come as far as they have. And as I said, if we learn from our mistakes this year, then I'm sure that we'll rebound next year.
Well, you two gents, do you see one another as rivals? Some would say that perhaps Russell kept you out of this game, Rod.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, Russell plays different positions than I have, and we've played together for 15 or 16 games this year, so I don't think that really Russell took my spot as such, because I played the second semi-final and played the whole game, and Russell came on the bench the next week, so I don't think we're really rivals in that sort of way, no.
And both of you, are you looking forward to pre-season for next year with as much enthusiasm as, say, you were this year after a flag?
I haven't thought about it. Don't mention it.
Oh, the boys have got to go. You're going to Japan, Rob? We've still got a game to go in Japan as yet. We've still got to do a bit of training for that, but unfortunately I can't make it. I've got to have something done to me, and I won't be there, but I'm going to have a couple of months off this time. Normally I only have about a month off, but I have a couple of months off and think about things and come up nice and sharp, ready for next year.
So you definitely will be back next year?
Yeah, I'm only 30, so I've got a couple of years left, hopefully.
Okay, well, thanks very much for talking with us, Rodney Eade and Russell Greene. Well done there. You've got a sense of humour right to the end. Well done this season. We'll see you back 88.
Thanks, Pete. Thank you.
And full marks to the Hawks. They really are conducting themselves superbly in what is their most disappointing moment of the season, and the most disappointing imaginable in the game after the loss of a grand final.